Yo, what it is? It's your hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, we back. We back and better than ever.
I hope I'm not the hostess. Is a hostess a male or girl term? I thought it was just the person at the front of a restaurant.
It is a female / woman / they, he, her, then she.
Zer.
Yeah.
So it is just a girl. It's not. I thought it was just the person who sat you was the hostess. It could be a man. No, he'd be the host.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stupid.
There's hostess, host, waitress, and waiter. There's
and they, them.
Yeah.
Hey guys, before we get started, a little housekeeping. I want to address our last episode was taken down. It's taken down for review.
Fucking so sad.
Sometimes we get a little too real with you. Sometimes we get a little crazy and we forget you're here. Sometimes we forget that there are bad parents out there and they let their little children listen to this. Sometimes we forget that churches all over the world play our episodes for their congregations.
We forget, guys. So don't hate us.
Don't hate us because you ain't us.
But it's up for review, so we don't know if it's going to go back up or not. So just bear with us. Now, just listen to this episode.
It's kind of mysterious.
I know. It's like
the missing episode. Dun, dun, dun.
That's what we'll call it. If it never goes back up, it'll be the missing episode. But you know what, guys? We're going to bring you more content. So
we should release like a little clip, like a minute clip for that spot in the playlist where we just go, hey, this episode was deleted and it was awesome and you missed out. Sorry. Not sorry. Some of the people got to hear it.
Yeah.
It was up for about 24 hours.
Yeah. Our number one fan actually listened to it. I think he was like 35, 40 minutes in.
And it got pulled?
And it got pulled. So it was up that following Sunday. The
Sunday it goes up, right?
Uh-huh. And then it was overnight. And then that morning, he was already up at like 4 or 5?
Yeah.
And then was listening to it, was only able to get in 45 minutes before he had to pause it, do what he needed to do, went to go back into it, and it was gone.
It's too bad. But that's all right. Shit happens, and that's why we put out weekly episodes.
God damn it.
And we missed one, so we'll make it back up to you.
Yeah.
We'll have 52 episodes this year. Don't you worry.
Oh, shit.
Don't you cry.
We're going to make some content. Whether you like it or not, we're going to make some content. We're going to be here talking normal shit.
Yep. Yeah. But anyway, stop living in the past. Let's talk about the present. Today is a big day. Kyle Rittenhouse was just acquitted of all charges.
Nice, dude. Totally on a Friday? Hell yeah.
Not guilty. He's at a club right now. No, he's 18. Never mind.
Yeah.
He's at a bowling alley right now, just living his best life.
Wasn't he like charged when he was underage too?
Yeah.
17?
Because that's when the incident happened, yeah.
So what was he doing from that point till now? Like, was he able to just like go home and live a normal life, or was he like on probation, or like how did that look?
I don't know what they do if they put you on probation or not. I think it comes with parameters like you're not allowed to leave the state without notice. You're kind of free to do normal
like you're just
life.
On watch.
Right, but you can't like flee in case you go to court.
In case you are guilty and you're like, well, I might as well go now.
Exactly. This was a huge win though for America because the trial was not about Kyle and what happened. The trial was clearly about the right to defend yourself. And the media obviously tried to twist so many things. Mm-hmm. And that's how you know that these, like the BLM movement, these movements are totally ridiculous. They have no actual feeling or knowledge in the matter. All they want is to get stuff for free. Because Kyle shot 3 people, a pedophile, a felon, and a domestic abuser. Okay? Mm-hmm. So he shoots 3 criminals, kills 2 of them. The pedophile's dead, and the felon's dead. Good. They fucking deserved it. They should have killed the pedophile anyway. Anyway, BLM, the media, and everything like that is saying that Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist, and the reason he got off is because he's white, and this is a clear sign that white supremacy is so large in America and it's never going to change. He shot 3 white people. Nobody was black.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with race. Stop creating narratives that aren't even there. So now, talk about reaching. The media is saying he shot a black guy. Well, none of them were. So they're just trying to create these stories for no reason other than to just make people go crazy. So it just goes to show there's no thought, there's no logic, there's no meaning in any of these movements. It's purely just to get something out of it for free, for nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just watching like clips of the trial, and what would you call the guy that was like interrogating him and
the prosecutor?
Okay, so the prosecutor was asking him questions about like, well, what do you think this type of round would do to, let's say, a deer?
Yeah, a hollow point.
Yeah, a hollow point. And he's like, I don't think anyone hunts deer with hollow point.
Yeah, and he's like, well, they're designed to explode and kill the animal. And he's like, I don't think that's accurate.
I don't think that's true. And then I think someone in the background like corrected the prosecutor, and he was like, okay, well, let me phrase it differently. What would you say would happen to, let's say, a deer if you shot it with a hollow point, or were hunting a deer with a hollow point? And he's like, I don't think people do that. Like, it was just it was a weird line of questioning.
They got so hung up on the ammo.
Yeah.
Use full metal jackets, and they're like, well, you clearly wanted to use that because a full metal jacket will go through somebody and hit anyone behind them. That's the point of the round, is to kill a bunch of people. No. The round is created elongated, 1, so it can reach the target, but 2, it's called yaw, which what happens is once the round reaches a certain velocity, it starts to tumble. So when it hits a person, it'll tumble through and cause a bigger wound cavity and stuff like that. It's not designed to go through people. That's a terrible round.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe a 50 cal, things that are ridiculous, but it's
things that are overrated for what you're doing is what would like go through a person. But there's a lot of rounds out there that are designed to go in. It's like for stopping power. That's what a hollow point is for, is to stop someone. It doesn't explode. It spreads. It fans out, creates like a flat pan almost. And then
like a little mushroom.
Yeah. And then fucking stops inside the person. It's stopping that bullet.
But why'd they even bring that up? He didn't have hollow points.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he didn't have green tip penetrator rounds with a steel core. Thank goodness he didn't have that.
Fuck, dude, that would have been done and over with.
The thing about it is Wisconsin isn't even Wisconsin is a stand your ground state. So if somebody comes to attack you, you are not obligated to try and retreat and get away.
But the problem was it was during all the protests and
exactly.
And so then everyone else got involved.
Yep. But he got off. BLM was there and tried to threaten the jury, and they directly spoke about inciting riots and burnings and stuff like that. They had to throw MSNBC out because they were preaching during the trial about BLM in the courtroom. So the judge threw them out.
I heard about that.
Did you see that the prosecutor, when he picked up Kyle's rifle and pointed it at the jury with his finger on the trigger to make his point about how it feels to have a gun pointed at whatever it was, like describing the scene that happened, and picks up the rifle and points it at the jury? Somebody from that jury should have gotten up, gone down there, and slapped that prosecutor right upside the head.
Yeah,
you broke the first 3 rules of gun safety. Treat every gun as if it's loaded. Don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot, and never point a rifle at something or a gun at something you don't intend to destroy. Yep. He broke all 3 in a second. I would have walked over there, slapped him upside the head, and looked at the judge and said, go ahead and give me my assault charges, but this moron
deserved.
Yeah. That's just,
I did not see that. Was it the same prosecutor?
yeah.
Jesus.
And so people have been posting pictures of him doing that, and they're all, thank goodness Alec Baldwin wasn't here.
Dude, poor Alec.
Too soon.
Whatever happened to
Poor
him?
Alec.
Is he still?
I hope he goes to jail. That guy's a terrible person.
I thought it was like a total, because like there's all the time where they have like prop guns and stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I just think it was a total, like, I don't know the whole story, but I can imagine it being like, you know, he intended this thing to be a prop gun and it wasn't.
So the story is there's prop guns on sets. There's never real guns on sets.
Mm-hmm.
There's never live ammunition on sets. There's what's called an armorer, which is the guy or gal who's in charge of the firearms and training. They're supposed to give safety briefings every day about what's going on, make sure the guns are clear, make sure everything's set up. They're supposed to be a union worker, so they're supposed to have a set of guidelines that they follow. This girl that was the armorer did not. It was a real gun, and it had live ammunition on set. Furthermore, whenever you're on set and there's somebody shooting a prop gun, no one is allowed to be in the direction of where the gun is. It's like rule number 1. You do not point even a prop gun at the sound guy or the camera guy, or even if you're pointing at the camera, they'll move the people away and let you point at the camera and then shoot. The story is coming out that he intentionally pointed the gun at her and squeezed the trigger. Intentionally. So,
like per him saying that, or like how does that?
Because
how do they know it was intentional?
Well, I don't know their story, but what I'm assuming is his line or what he was supposed to do is point in that direction and fire, and he turned, pointed at her and fired, knowing you're never supposed to do that. Did it anyway. Who knows? It's all a conspiracy. We'll see what happens in court. But
and I heard things that like, I mean, it already sounds like that's like a bunch of weird things adding up. You know, there's these rules set in place where you don't have real guns, you don't have real ammunition, and you never point it at someone. 3 basic rules that would eliminate a lot of harm.
Yeah.
You know, there was live ammunition, happened to be on the same day as the real gun came in, and he happened to shoot it at another person, you know?
And nobody checked the guns.
Yeah.
And as
there was
the
no safety
actor,
briefing.
You're supposed to check the weapon before you do anything with it. You yourself are supposed to check the weapon.
You would think.
And then they came up with this excuse like the budget was short and that gun was being rotated in for a prop and then back out for hunting on the weekends and then back in. Who's using a revolver as hunting? A hunting gun? What are you hunting? Tombstones? Banditos? What? So I don't know, but we're getting off track. Anyway, Kyle is acquitted. Now I'm sure they're burning the city down. They're already on the steps screaming, "I hate America," and all kinds of stuff. Colin Kaepernick, that dummy, is saying that this just proves how racist America is and how
because he's like the highest paid or one of the highest. Like NFL in its own is like a high paid sport.
Yeah, and and he's racist because he made a bunch of money playing football.
Yeah, whatever.
It's an interesting time, but it's crazy that it was not about Kyle and it was only about your freedoms as an American. I did not think he was going to get not guilty. I thought they were going to say it was a mistrial because the prosecution was bringing in evidence late past the deadline. They had tampered evidence. They did all kinds of weird stuff. What was the
tampered evidence?
I didn't look too much into it, but they had a video, like a drone footage video, and what the prosecution submitted had a different metadata. So their video that they had and they presented was made 20 minutes before the video that they submitted to the defendant and to the court. And then when they made their case and they played this video, it was a different video, had a different name, different qualities to it, all sorts of stuff. So they were like, "Oh, how could we perform this computer wizardry?" I'm like, "Did you really just say wizardry in a courtroom?"
Yes, Your Highness.
Yes, we use wizardry to
Yes, Your Highness.
tamper with the
Excuse
with
me,
the data file.
Your Highness. I believe he is not harmful.
Burn him at the stake. It's a witch hunt, dude.
Burn him at the stake.
You know what they used to do in the witch hunts? What? I heard that they would take like copper, it turns your skin green if you have a bunch of iron, and they would like rub it on you. And if your skin turned green or, the black color, that they would say you were a witch. That could be total nonsense. Please don't anybody quote me on that, but I heard that this week.
I heard
it's like so many innocent people.
Listen, I would believe that because right around the time of the Salem witch trials, like there were so many people that just died because they came up with the most random shit to make you a witch.
Yeah.
Anything. Oh, you wore black on a Sunday? Fucking witch. Let me rub your hand with some copper.
Witch.
Yeah, dude. There was also something about like they did hair color and eye color combinations. Like if you had a certain hair color with a certain shade of eye color, like you were a witch.
Really?
Yep. I heard about that.
Crazy. Did you see Biden is turning 79 tomorrow? And he got a health checkup yesterday or today, and they said, how was your health checkup? And he says, "Oh, it was great. It was great. I feel great. I'm looking forward to celebrating my 59th birthday." They're like, "Oh, what?" And then it just cuts off right there.
I seen the one where he had a interview with a newscast, and he had his like bodyguards, and then there was the lady walking him in, and she's like, "Okay, you need to stand on the blue X."
Yeah.
And he fucking blows right. Yeah, the blue X. Oh, now I got to tell you where I'm going to stand. And he fucking blows right past it, and the bodyguards are standing there like,
"What is he doing?
What the fuck?" And they all walk up.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, he's like, "Yep, got to do what I'm told. Got to stand on the blue X." And he walks past it, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
we'll stand up here." And he's just like staring off into space, no idea where he is.
Happy birthday, Biden.
Yeah, 79.
Happy birthday. I hope to live to 79.
No, you don't?
No, I do.
By the time we're 79, life's probably going to be pretty awesome. I would have to imagine like surgeries will be so much farther, stem cell technology.
Yeah, why haven't we like gone farther with stem cell?
You want to know the real reason?
Because of medical things and how the economy works with medical?
No, I will tone down my argument for this as to not offend anybody. Republicans are the reason that we don't use stem cells and save a bunch of lives and make people better.
Really?
Because you can get stem cells from just about any living tissue in your body. And the best stem cells come from a placenta. And in 2004, when Bush and Obama were running against each other, when Obama was running, the Republicans
against Montgomery, right?
No. Gosh dang it. What's his name? Hold on. I'll come back to that. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
Anyway, the Republicans tried to convince the public that stem cell research was made from baby fetuses, in that the Democrats were just going to start aborting all their babies so that they could chop them up and make stem cells. Had nothing to do with that.
So when you say the best stem cell, do you know like what that means? Like as far as like what makes a stem cell good?
Yeah, its ability to actually grow, replicate, and attach to your body. And the stem cells that you get from a placenta are so vitalized. They're so like...
Yeah, because you're growing a baby. I mean, it's like they're specialized in that.
I'm not saying nutrient pack, but they replicate faster than anything else. The placenta grows so fast that's a lot better than, say, like skin tissue or something. They want something that grows quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So the placenta is the best, but they can get it from all kinds of things. And there's like Dr. Neil Reedon down in Panama. Uh-huh. He was a doctor here, moved to Panama to open a clinic there, and a bunch of athletes go down there all the time, and it's amazing work. The technology is incredible.
Is there a reason he moved to Panama?
Because they didn't have a regulation on it.
That's what I thought. Huh. Well, I mean, I can imagine a lot of it has to do with the money factor too, but
they can make a ton of money. So they're starting to do it, but you can only get stem cells in certain cases now, and only so much. Whatever the measurement is, you can get 5% of what a useful full treatment would be. They'll only give you this many in your knee or something. Whereas if you go down to Panama, they will just pump it into you.
So is there any like side effects to stem cells?
Not that I've heard of. I'm sure there is. There's side effects with everything, but the places in Panama actually make it out of your own plasma.
Oh,
so they take your blood out of one arm,
yeah,
put it in a centrifuge, pull the plasma out, put your blood back in you, and then they make the stem cells out of that plasma.
Damn.
So it's you, so you're not going to have any reactions like that. And there's people that I've heard about that, they can't walk, or if they do, they're with a walker and things like that, and they'll get a treatment and they'll be a little better. But what's amazing is that it could be like 6 months down the road after getting the treatment, and all of a sudden you're way better.
Yeah.
Or you go back and
like the stem cells finally kicked in kind of thing.
Yeah. Mel Gibson's, I'm sorry guys, I can't speak today. Mel Gibson's dad, who's like 95, went down there, got stem cell treatment and all kinds of stuff. He's 95, feels great, walking around, moves amazingly now, when he was like a crippled old man when they took him there. And he's told like Rogan and those guys, like he gets like rock hard erections now. It's like at 95, he still can get it on.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Not to be too vulgar, but.
Damn. Well, I think maybe that's like the start to infinite living.
Yeah. Or, well, one that, bionic stuff is going to get better. So you lose a limb, and CRISPR's a gene editing software where you can change the genes in a sample. They're on their second iteration of that technology. So imagine what that's going to be like. The thing that worries me is like China and Russia, because they don't have any ethics, and they're sewing human faces onto chimp bodies, and they're doing all kinds of weird stuff. Now the Russians are trying to make a species of gorilla that's like invincible. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. Like a lot of them, like I think a lot of other countries are obsessed with winning war so much because.
But why with gorillas? Why does it always go back to monkeys?
Listen. Have you, I guarantee you, 90% of the people that listen to this have heard this question. Would you rather fight a silverback gorilla or a grizzly bear? Now, there's a reason why that question's asked. Because you think about the most deadly, biggest, like, land mammal ever, right? You think of an elephant as, like, a fucking cuddly thing. In reality, they're very territorial. But a silverback gorilla is fucking territorial. Chimpanzees are fucking... They go ape shit.
I get it.
But they're, like, gruesome fighters. And so... when you get a gorilla and its strength mixed with the fact that it fucking can't die, how do you win?
I don't know. I guess you don't.
You tear it apart.
Can you imagine you go to a battlefield and expect to see guys running across the battlefield? All of a sudden gorillas are coming after you.
You see gorillas operating tanks. I'd be I'd be worried.
Well, we could just like throw out bananas or something. Or...
I don't
No, here's the thing: is they're going to get a hold of Elon Musk's Neuralink, that neural net thing that goes on the brain. They're going to put that in the chimps and be able to control them, and that's when things will get really wild.
I wonder if Elon has actually had like problems with that, like the government saying, "No, you probably shouldn't do this, dude."
Well, there's certain limitations of what he can and can't do, but I mean, they can't stop him unless he's like practicing on people or.
Yeah.
But he did it on a pig where they taught a pig like some complex.
They did it with a chimp too, I think.
They taught him like some complex thing and put that into the neural net and then put it into a different pig, and that pig knew how to solve it without ever seeing it.
Yeah.
But there's also this weird thing that happens that is, I think it's called shared knowledge, where if you teach a rat on the West Coast, say you get a crazy maze set up and you have rats try and figure out how to get to the cheese.
Yeah.
And say it takes 1,000 rats before one of them finally finds the end of it, and you teach them how to do it. If you take that maze, not the same one, but you make the exact same maze on the East Coast and you take a rat and put it on it, it'll have like a 90% chance of finding it faster. Like it'll find it 90 times faster than the first rats. And other versions of that is like how humans developed fire or certain weapons, and how there would be a tribe of people on North America that found fire or, how to make a bow and arrow at like this time period in history. And then over in Ireland, people figured out the same thing, like almost at the exact same time. So there's this weird like interconnectivity of species that like once something learns something, it seems like they all do. Like chimps in the zoos have officially entered the Stone Age over the last couple of years.
I heard that.
And other chimps like all over the world almost simultaneously reach the same point.
That's insane.
It's a bunch of woo-woo, it's...
Yeah, but like it's still like an interesting concept. Like I was hearing a lot, this might be off topic, but like in fact, like percentages in general, like if you look up like these, like the percentages of like how you can be killed by like an elephant or a hippo, and like you'd be like, no, I'm in America. It's not like there's those in America, but like there's even percentages of like how you could randomly be teleported to Mars. And it's like a legit thing that could happen. I mean, it's obviously like
the most infinitesimal percentage of all time,
but it's a possibility, right? And it's like it's something to think about. Like how would that happen? But I guess it's actually like math that's been done. Like you could be randomly teleported to Mars.
Yeah, is that like quantum mechanics?
Yeah, kind of in the same realm.
I don't know if I'm buying that. And I know there's some people that may be slightly smarter than me that study this, but they're wrong.
Listen, man, E equals MC squared.
Is that a rapper?
It is now.
It's like E40 and
E minum.
Yeah. All right. In other news, onions are on recall.
All of them?
Almost. Do not use these onions in your Thanksgiving dinner due to salmonella fears.
Salmonella?
Is onion a big mover on Thanksgiving?
Well, there's a lot of it in like stuffing. There's
oh yeah, it's often used in stuffing.
I think there's onion used in like a lot of people do chili during Thanksgiving. There's even like toppings or like spices. A lot of onions are used. When you dehydrate onions.
I bet those would be safe if they're dehydrated.
Well, yeah, I think they're like cooked and then dehydrated to where you can put it in a spice jar or whatever.
Remember when salmonella was hitting like once a month?
What?
Salmonella? Salmonella.
Salmonella.
Yeah.
You said salmonella. Like salmon illa.
Yeah.
Salmon illa Manila.
Yeah. Remember when people were randomly turning into salmons?
Dude, that was horrible.
No, but remember when it would happen like once a week? They'd be like, "Oh, peanut butter has it," and then
I
they'd be
do
like,
remember that.
"Oh, cookies have it." It would be.
I don't know why. Like,
now
why
lettuce.
was that? Why? I only thought salmonella was a chicken thing.
Nope, it's in
like,
everything.
No, not everything.
Everything.
Because you can eat like beef raw, but you can't eat chicken raw.
No. Okay.
You can eat beef raw.
Yes, but it's not only because of salmonella. It's because you can get other things from raw beef that you should not eat, like a tapeworm. Pork is really bad. You got to cook pork. You can't get away with that.
Pork and chicken are like the two top.
Yeah,
but like if you get like a nice, like if you get a cow that you know, like you grew that thing up yourself.
You know him? Like, hey, Jerry.
Yeah, his name was Jerry.
You guys are on a first name basis.
And then you freaking butcher him, dude. Butcher him, put him on the chopping block, make some ground beef. Dude, I'm not even gonna cook it. Eat it. Right?
Nope.
Obviously,
I'm cooking it.
Obviously it's a little gross, right? I wouldn't do it personally, but like I've heard that people are fine with it. What do they call that? Blue?
Yeah.
Like a blue steak?
Yeah. My sister-in-law worked at Texas Roadhouse and said people would come in all the time and get raw burger. Like, don't even cook it, or steak, or it does kind of look good, doesn't it?
No.
Like if you're really hungry,
no,
and you see a packaged ground beef, you're like, I wonder what it tastes like.
Here's the thing: is I've had to make my own burgers.
Yeah.
And just that feeling on my hands, I think about it like in my mouth, and it's like I'm a big texture eater, and so when I think about that, I'm like, that's disgusting.
You're a texture eater. What's something common that you don't like because of the texture?
God, I couldn't even name it off the top of my head, but things
put you on the spot.
So it's not necessarily like things are like too soggy or like things are too crunchy. You know, it's like it's based off of like how I think. So what I mean by that,
that's a dangerous thing.
What I mean by that is like when I see a specific food, right? Let's say cereal.
Okay,
we'll just go with cereal. Oftentimes cereal is crunchy. So if I get a soggy piece of cereal without any crunch, it's obviously gross to me. It is not familiar. If I get a burger that has a really soggy bun and a soggy burger, it's gross to me, you know? Like there's things that should have crunch and there's things that should be soggy, you know? Or
when they're the inverse, it's wrong.
Or like, yeah. And it's like, I wish I could think of like a good example, but I don't think it's like a set in stone thing for like people that are texture eaters. I don't think it's like everyone hates this type with this food, you know?
Right.
I think it's definitely like per person.
Right.
You know, I could be like, you know what? I think soggy cereal is fine, you know, and the other person be like, what the heck is wrong with you? You know? And I think it's definitely per person because it's just your interpretation of how things should be.
Yeah.
As far as food,
there's something about, yeah, I'm going to skip. What's the best cereal?
Best cereal.
What's your favorite cereal? What do you get down on?
I definitely get down on some Rice Krispies. Rice
Krispies?
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't have even been in my top 10 for you.
If not, it would have been Captain Crunch, the Berry Crunch.
Ooh.
And then Reese's Puff. Reese's Puff is probably my third.
I could see you having the total inverse like of cereal than I have.
Go on. What is yours? What's your top three?
My top three, Captain Crunch, no berries. Keep the berries out of there. I don't want that nonsense.
I love the berries.
Number 2, Fruity Pebbles. Got to get down on some Pebs.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I'm going to swap that one out for Reese's Puffs.
Okay. Good man. I like that. And then, honestly, third, I think I'd have to go with the OG, some Lucky Charms. Oh, You know what else is good? Corn Pops.
Lucky Charms with or without the marshmallows?
With the marshmallows. Who eats Lucky Charms with no marshmallows?
I hate the marshmallows. Like, I found a way to tolerate them when it was all I had. But goddamn, I hate the marshmallows. They get so soggy so quick, and it bothers me. And it's like the crunch just sticks in your fucking teeth.
So what's the point in having Lucky Charms with no marshmallows? It's basically Honey Nut Cheerios, but just
eat Captain
Cheerios.
Crunch, dude.
No
Just eat
honey.
Captain Crunch.
Honey Nut Cheerios is pretty good too.
Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios those are OG, dude. Those will always be in like my grandparents' cabinet. Like, I'll eat those anytime.
You know what my mom used to let me do as a kid? She would let me make Honey Nut Cheerios and then get like a teaspoon of sugar and like sprinkle it on it. Dude, if she wasn't looking, I'd put like 4, 5, 6. I'd make the most disgusting cereal of all time.
I remember being able to do that, and I got so sick one time.
Oh, too much?
Yeah, it was what are those? What's the cereal with the frog?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
it's not Apple Jacks, not.
Oh, I love Apple Jacks, dude.
That got you so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Cookie Crisp. That was cool too, because it was like eating a cookie for breakfast.
Yeah, dude. How could you not?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Nah,
I just had that the other day. I forgot.
Dude, too sugary for me. See, it's not even texture too. Like some things I feel like are just too sweet. I forget.
There's so many.
Honey Crisp or something like that.
Honey Jacks or Honey O's. Yeah, something like that.
Either way, I had that and I put sugar with it. Hated it. I hate it still to this day, like for the rest of my life. Same thing with hot chocolate. I can't do hot chocolate anymore.
I can't drink any hot drinks.
I used to, you know how they had that powdered mix for hot chocolate?
A little Swiss.
Yeah, that's the exact brand.
The little baby marshmallows.
Now Swiss, I'm not bashing on you. Your hot chocolate was petite.
Petite?
Amazing. So
okay.
Leave it alone.
All right.
So then I loved Swiss hot chocolate so much that when I was in the middle of making a cup of hot chocolate, I would eat the powder. And it was so good to me until the moment I had too much and threw up. Then
now it ruined it for you?
It ruined it. I dumped out that entire cup that I just made. I dumped out the rest of that packet. Like, it was so bad. And then now I can drink it. Like, if someone gets me hot chocolate, I'll be like, oh, thanks, and I'll drink it. And it's not like I'll throw up, but it's just like, it's not as appetizing anymore, It's just, I can tolerate it.
You know who has the worst hot chocolate of all time?
Wait, let me guess. Nesquik.
Nope, it's a storefront type place.
Oh. Here?
Everywhere.
Starbucks.
Yes. I swear they just take a chocolate bar, put it in a cup, and throw it in the microwave.
Oh my gosh. It is so bad. It's like watered down chocolate bar.
It's so chocolatey. Like, and just water. They're not making that with milk. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's like,
it's so bad.
You gotta put something like thick in there. You can't just put watered down like you can't just put watered down chocolate bar and give it to a customer like, yeah, that'll be $7.89.
Yeah, Starbucks sucks.
Hey, you better be careful with what you say on here, man.
Starbucks might come after me.
Dude, they're gonna be the one to shut us down.
Why? They're against guns. What are they gonna do? They're gonna. Oh, I see what you say. They'll just call up.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna call up Spotify. Like, dude, I will pay you $1 million if you get these people off of here.
Dang, dude, if somebody canceled us like that, I'd feel like we made it.
Yeah, dude.
Somebody paid $1 million to stop us.
I mean, who knows?
They could have just paid us.
What do you think happened with the last episode?
I don't know. The Illuminati, the Anunnaki.
I don't. Anunnaki?
Yeah, I think they pulled it down,
dude. Yeah, I see. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I cannot do sweet tea.
Me either. I hate tea.
I love unsweet tea.
Really?
with some lemon.
No.
I can do that. I love me some lemon, and I think unsweet tea is kind of somewhat healthy. So I'm like, cool. And I just put some lemon in there. Lemon's good for some vitamins and such. So I leave it alone. But sweet tea, what are you guys doing? I am on the total right side of this fence here.
I think it tastes like rotten dirt water.
It tastes like goddamn sugar water, dude.
All tea is terrible. Ugh. I can't do it.
I have a special place in my heart for it because when I was young, my mom used to make it from scratch.
Like the kind that you'd set out in the sun?
Mm-hmm.
Why did the sun have to make it?
Because I think it just helped
it got it hot?
Yeah, cured the water and did something. It did something with the water.
Why didn't you just put hot water?
Because the sun has that special effect, dude.
How many people do you think got cancer because they put a hot piece of plastic out in the sun to make their drink time and time again?
I haven't had it yet, so who knows? I might have cancer.
Yeah, I think we all got a piece of that. Thanks to big giant corporations that shall not be named. DuPont. They put Teflon in the air. Now it's in every species and person in the world. It's a forever chemical. Hey. New York City has a new army.
What does that mean?
They have built an army.
I'm stuck on the last thing, but go ahead.
They've built an army to fend off the rising floodwaters and tropical storms.
Beavers.
Nope.
Wait. Let me guess.
Okay, I basically gave it away to you.
I didn't even hear it.
Okay, good.
Does it start with an O?
Yeah.
Oysters?
Yeah.
What?
So New York City is building a wall of oysters to fend off floods. Thousands of acres of undersea reefs once protected the city shoreline. Now an army of volunteers is bringing back the bivalves back. Who wrote this article? One shell at a time.
Wait. Are the volunteers the oysters, or are they the people that have the oysters?
I think a little bit of both.
I would love to see an oyster talk. I would like to donate my body to take away the floods. I feel like that's how they would talk.
An oyster would talk like that? So they're just basically lining the coast with piles of oysters. 1.8 million pounds of oysters already.
All right, so check this out. I can see a lot of problems already.
Okay.
First thing, if they are just piling oysters, you got a pile of oysters, right?
Yes, sir.
What are these ones doing right here? What are they doing? How do they live? There's no oxygen flowing through that water. How do they do that?
I don't know. How?
They don't have lungs.
How's it going to stop the water anyway?
I'm pretty sure they absorb water or something.
They're not a sponge.
No, but they suck in water. Haven't you seen those oysters that there's these weird videos, right? They were a trend for a minute where these people would do ASMRs with eating seafood.
Oh.
And there was this one where
weird.
This oyster had this finger, let's just call it a finger looking thing.
Okay.
Coming out the side of it, right? It was there, right? And this lady she picked it up and it started spraying at her face.
What?
And it was water. Because it filled itself up with water, like a pufferfish does.
Sprayed it out at it?
Yeah.
Huh.
And they used it for a propulsion thing.
Do you know that eating oysters and clams is more ethical than eating plants?
Ethical.
If you're a vegan and you're I don't want to hurt anything, man. Things are living.
Don't plants have pain?
Yeah, and they have a living system, whereas an oyster and a clam is the farthest thing away from a living thing. And they have great protein, way better than anything in a plant. So if you were worried about
protein,
great.
Oh, okay.
Compared to any plant.
Yeah.
So you can eat those. They don't have any nervous system, no nothing. So they don't even know they're alive. It's just like, it's basically growing tissue, like what you could do in a lab. So all you vegans out there and vegetarians, start eating oysters. Come on. The ones that get me are the people who don't eat eggs. The chicken's going to lay the egg either way. So you're going to just let it go to waste? It's great protein. It's good for you. Why not eat the egg?
Hold on.
Because it comes from an animal.
Hold on. I get the argument, and that's totally legit. But like when you say go to waste, I don't really think it's going to waste. I think it's just being repurposed in a different way that vegans don't like.
Why?
Because, I mean, you're right. A chicken's going to lay the egg no matter what. But when it lays the egg, its intention is, I'm going to reproduce.
Yeah, but not every time.
Well, yeah, it doesn't know which ones aren't fertile until it lays it, you know? Or like not fertile, but able to hatch. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. So anyways,
we're going to be on different sides of this argument.
No. I'm just being the devil's advocate here.
The devil's avocado?
Yeah, I love being the devil's avocado. So what I'm saying is, yes, the chicken is going to lay an egg no matter what. But how it's purposed is the problem. Vegans say that this egg is going to be eaten by a man. And that's messed up. You can't do that. You're eating a baby chick, even though it's not at that stage yet. It doesn't matter.
Well, it's only fertilized if there's a rooster.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, it's just like, I'm not saying that.
It's a chicken period.
It's the ovaries of a chicken.
No, not the ovaries. The ovaries are inside the chicken.
Part
where the eggs come from.
Yeah. Anyways, hold on. I'm not done.
Just trying to move along.
I'm not. So then the argument comes in, if you left the egg alone, there would be more likelihood of it hatching. But the thing is I don't think vegans realize that a lot of these chickens are like genetically modified to not have hatchable chicks.
Yeah, that's a problem though, isn't it? It's kind of weird when we tamper with stuff.
It definitely is, but like I bet you a lot of money that'll like the majority of the eggs that you've had are, genetically modified.
Everything. All of our fruit, all of our vegetables is all genetically modified.
Like that crap with Chipotle, dude, a while ago. You remember that?
No, what'd they do? I hate that place.
It was a while ago. And they actually got caught with they claimed it as false advertising because they said all their food was non-GMO, super healthy, so on. But actually, a lot of their food was GMO, and they were getting it from a place that had genetically modified chickens, plants.
Well, yeah. Have you ever seen a non-genetically modified plant that you're familiar with?
It's way smaller. It's
like an apple?
It's way smaller.
It's unrecognizable.
Yeah. And the thing is with GMOs, like they end up modifying it to where it's like a portioned size.
Yeah.
And then they do it to where like with chickens, they lay more eggs and they come out like with a cleaner color. They come out with like a bigger yolk or more white in it and so on.
Yeah. A real chicken never has white eggs. So what do they do? How many?
And the chicken, like legit chickens, will actually have like a darker yolk.
Yeah, because it's good.
Yeah,
like it's dark orange.
Yeah, it's like a dark orange, and then like genetically modified have like a yellow. I guess it's like a nicer color.
Yeah, it seems cleaner because it's not close to blood color. I don't know. What is how many chicks can a chicken have in a year? Like if they got a rooster getting it on, can they have a chicken every egg? Or is it like
I don't think that's how that works. I think am I wrong? Because I thought chickens just laid eggs. Like they just did that. And then the rooster fertilized them to make them hatch.
No.
Like they actually do the thing. And then a chicken would be like,
yes,
I should have eggs.
Yes. The birds have to get it on.
Is it like fish? Do they just rub each other until like They just spray sperm all over the
Yeah.
place?
Have you ever, this is weird, but have you ever watched videos of like different animals getting it on?
I've seen on like National Geographic about fish, right? And I've seen it with like salmon.
Yeah.
And they just like, they rub and then they just like swim really fast and they vibrate and then it just.
Yeah. Have you seen the rivers where the rivers will be white?
Yeah.
Just filled with semen?
Can you imagine you being a fish just filtering semen?
Trying to breathe it? Yeah. How do they breathe it?
Well, they got to filter it. That's what gills are for.
How are gills a filter, though? It's just like a cut in their neck. There's nothing in it. It's just a
They
hole.
got to be eating their own sperm, dude. There's no doubt.
Yeah, but what do gills even do?
They separate the oxygen molecules from the hydrogen molecules in water.
They're not that fancy.
Yes, they are.
What is this? What is this, a nuclear-powered fish? They're just slits in their neck. I know you're right.
No,
It's just crazy.
I want to look this up.
It's just crazy how that works.
I want to look this up because I'm actually interested. How do gills work? Because I'm pretty sure that's how it happens. Gills take oxygen out of the water and let the water carry away the carbon dioxide. 2 parts oxygen, 1 part hydrogen. So I guess when you take out the oxygen, it turns into carbon dioxide. Okay. Yeah, so it's like the same thing that we do.
Just underwater.
It flows past lots of tiny blood vessels. Oxygen then seeps through the walls of those vessels onto the blood. Okay, so basically it's just like how blood transports oxygen through our body, except it accesses it straight to water, or straight from water.
So the gills are just more surface area.
Yeah.
Is what that is.
And we're internal surface area. And we can't do it with water, so
yeah.
We're deficient.
Do you think fish can see water?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at like fishing. Like,
but if they could see the water, then they couldn't see.
Yes, they could. It's just like
could they?
Yeah, it's just like fog to us. I mean, it's like some days you have fog and sometimes you don't. When you get dropped in a goddamn lake that's like green, yeah, it's going to be a foggy nightmare for you.
Have you seen how they'll stock lakes with fish from an airplane?
What? No, from an airplane. No, I would like to hear this.
They take a slurry bomber, like an airplane that belly dumps, fill it with water and fish, fly over a lake and just open that thing up and drop fish from 50, 100 yards up in the air. They just and go tumbling like crazy. Yeah,
those has got to be some hardy fish. Like, there's fish in there that would like die from the trauma.
Dude, I have a friend who owns a bunch of property and he has fishing ponds that he stocks. He'll get fish delivered. They come in these like water trucks. He'll get these catfish delivered where they pump them out into the bed of his Ranger, like a little side by side, and he'll put like 100 of them in there with no water, and then drive like an hour and a half to his thing with fish flopping out and having to pick them back up and everything and put them in the pond, and they'll be just fine.
Yeah, catfish are hardy, dude.
Can't they live in mud for like months with no water?
Yeah,
like they'll just and the tank will dry out.
Yeah, because I think mudfish are like some variation of a catfish.
Is there a dogfish?
Yeah, there is.
There is?
Mm-hmm.
Is it cooler than a catfish?
No. Dogfish.
What's the coolest fish?
Oh, I lied. It actually is cooler. It's like a version of a shark.
Ooh.
It kind of looks funky though.
It looks so stupid. Hurt.
It looks like a shark, but I don't think
Doesn't that dogfish sound like this? Hurt.
Yeah, I think
it looks like your anorexic, drugged out cousin Tony. That's what a dogfish looks like.
How dare you talk about my cousin Tony? You talking about Tony?
Hey, Tony's got some issues, my friend.
Listen, Tony's my cousin. You don't fucking talk about Tony like that.
Yeah, you don't talk about Tony.
Yeah, I think. Oh, scratch whatever I think. Have you heard about Mako Sharks?
What about them?
This is way off tangent, and I know this episode is probably just like...
It's a bunch of knowledge.
It's a bunch of knowledge, but...
Pull this one down, you Anunnaki.
Yeah, exactly. Spreading knowledge. So, have you heard about Mako sharks?
What about them?
They're aliens.
No. Octopus.
Okay,
Cuttlefish.
listen to me.
Sell it to me.
Mako sharks, they have no veins. No veins to like spread blood. They don't have any like vital organs. It's just their digestive tract. I can't remember if they have a heart. But anyways, their skin is like impenetrable. Almost. You have to get like deadly sharp knives to cut through this thing.
Deadly sharp.
Deadly sharp. Deadly sharp.
Aren't most knives
Yeah, but I'm talking like deadly, dude.
like can cut you just by looking at it?
Yeah.
Ow, my eye.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying like their skin is super, super tough. They can swim extremely fast. I mean, how many teeth do they grow in a year? Like 100? They go through 100 teeth in a year? That's absolutely insane. Their brain is like this big in their skull, and their skull is like this thick. It's just insane how they don't have any like vital organs.
I'm still hung up on the vein thing. Do other animals not have veins?
I don't know that.
Like, does a worm have a vein?
I said a stupid thing where I was like, yeah, they don't have lungs. And it makes sense. It's a goddamn fish. So anyways, they don't have vital organs is
Fish
what I
have
meant to say.
lungs.
No, they don't.
Yeah, the gills just bring it into the lungs.
No, stop. Shut up. No, it's just when you think about these Mako sharks, dude, they are, I don't know if it's just with all sharks or just Makos, because Mako sharks can grow absolutely massive. And
Like the size of a great white, or
I think they can grow as long, just not as like massive. Does that make sense? Like as their general mass.
Mm-hmm.
But like their length is, I mean, they're like one of the fastest, they are the fastest swimming shark.
A Mako is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really mess with the ocean a lot.
Hammerheads, dude. What are those things?
I don't know.
Like they're
Dumb.
they're peripheral. Holy cow, dude.
How about seahorses?
Seahorses.
Why do the men carry the babies in this cavity in their body and then give birth? And
I think that's how it should be anyways. Like, honestly, think about this. Like, if you had the opportunity to have a kid, wouldn't it make you feel way better if you were carrying it?
Nope. You want to know why women carry the baby and not the men?
Go ahead. I would love to hear.
We are too irresponsible. Not only are we getting in fights and killing each other and all that nonsense that would kill the babies, we are also, if a woman gets pregnant, what are you doing?
Am I being loud?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
If a woman gets pregnant and you're like, hey, you can't drink, you can't smoke, most women are like, okay. Men would be like, come on, the little guy's going to be just fine. Okay? We're irresponsible.
That's fair.
We can't handle it.
That's fair. That's bad on my part.
That's all right.
I needed some check.
Yeah, let the women do that. That sounds terrible. I'm good. I'm going to let them handle that.
Okay.
All right. Before we get out of here, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of wisdom.
Me?
Yeah, everybody.
I would love some wisdom.
Cody, wisdom. You are younger right now than you are right now.
Now, is that supposed to mean when you said right now before in the sentence and then after in the sentence, just saying those two separate timelines, meaning I was seconds older than when you said now?
Yes.
Before?
You are older now or younger now than you are right now.
You are the youngest right now than you will ever be.
You're the oldest you've ever been. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, asshole.
You prophesier.
Jeez. Wow, I don't know how I feel about that.
That's right. Just mull it over. And until next time, let's hope this episode doesn't get taken down.
I hope not.
But we'll keep it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to share with a friend.
Peace out, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already an AOA subscriber, go ahead and click that button down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And until next time.